And hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Irvine and welcome to my solo review of WWE Hell in a Cell 2022. So I'm back, another solo review. Yes, it will happen at some point. Josh will be back and it will be amazing. But until then, you just got to never put up with another solo review by yours truly. But yeah, so a show that I would think, as always, WWE events, not hyped at all. The big one, I would say, probably the main event, Hell in a Cell, between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Obviously, the big change with that was that the injury. We'll talk about that later on about the show. But yeah, I was kind of, as always, just kind of wanting to go into it, watching it. You know, it's going to get good wrestling, getting good stuff, and 9 times out of 10, you finish going, yeah, I'm glad I watched that. And kind of what you got here with Hell in a Cell here. But yeah, so let's go more detail into it. So if you want to make sure you want to get more of these solo reviews by myself, maybe, and more of maybe what me and Josh were discussing pro wrestling and in just us chatting wrestling in general, then please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We're on, I think, 184 now, really building this channel up the way, and I'm really proud of what we've been doing recently. So yeah, and to them, please like and subscribe. Comment if you like this kind of, if you do like this kind of video reviews and more than the kind of audio and nice graphics reviews. Please let me know on that. But yes, let's go and start. We're going to start reviewing the whole show, but then let's go and start how they started the show. Let's talk about the triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch. Yeah, well, I gotta be honest, best way to start the show. Let's go and talk about it. Yes, we started off Hell in a Cell with a triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship with Becky Lynch going against the champion Bianca Belair and Asuka, a returning Asuka. That's like, okay, so that's where Asuka's been. There's been a joke around where she's been. She's disappeared off the face of the earth. And watching this match made me realise that, yeah, Asuka is freaking awesome, because he was amazing in this match. I mean, I think triple threats to do well in WWE in general. I like them as well, but yeah, Asuka was amazing in this match. Very good here. But yeah, I mean, the story, I don't really know the story here. Basically, this is a new Becky trying to go after Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair doesn't want to, she said she's not giving up that title, taking so long to get it back. And obviously, Asuka's coming back to, I don't know why she's back. She's just back and said, well, you can't beat me. And Becky's like, oh yeah, that's the point. And then she kind of beat her with cheating, I think. But yeah, but that's, as always, WWE kind of, it's universally accepted that you're not going to get a good build for storylines. It's not going to be satisfying. So you just have to go into this thinking that, okay, this is going to be a good match. And again, you've got 3 of the best women's wrestlers in that company. Could say the world, going at it for like a couple of, like 12 to 15 minutes. And was exactly what we got. It was amazing. It was a very good start to the show. Asuka was kicking ass. You could obviously do chemistry between these 3 women. There was a great segment, I think, where she hit a was it cold breaker midair. I think it was pretty cool. You had all kinds of I like there was a really good thing with a double leg lock, ankle lock on both Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Looked great, and there was also a thing at the end where they're kind of limping, because obviously they're both limping because, you know, Asuka kind of did that to them. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. But it said Asuka was just pretty much the MVP here. I like the idea. I like the idea right at the end. Basically, the match ended with basically Bianca hitting the. I call it the rock bottom because it is. It's the rock bottom. It's called a manhandle slam, but it's called the rock bottom to me. Hit that, and then I think on Asuka, and then Bianca Belair pushed her out of the way to steal her win. And I kind of the whole story was that, you know, playing her own game type situation. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good match. Really good. I mean, I said if I was going to book a show, I probably would put this first. As I always believe that you should have the best technical match first to kind of get the crowd hyped. And it kind of did in a way. It's really good here. I mean, but yeah, I mean, this one, so Bianca Belair was really good here, as well as Becky Lynch, great character work as always. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just, this one was obviously setting up that I don't know what they're going to go with it. I don't know, I mean, Becky and Asuka fighting again, I'm not against that. Bianca Belair, as always, I don't know much what they're doing with her as champion. They always kind of put her as a fighting champion. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just don't like the way they kind of like book champions. Just, I'm going to defend this title. And I'm like, okay, is that it? Is that what you're going to be? I am the fighting champion. Like, there's got to be more complications to that, surely. But that's just me. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's way more cool stuff in it. I would definitely say check this match out. It's a very good match here. I mean, if you like kind of like good 50, was it? Like, actually, again, 20 minutes of just great wrestling in general. Check this match out. It's very good. I mean, I have to admit it was a slow start, but it really picked up near the end. And that finish was very creative, where basically was it Bianca Belair playing Becky her own game that I kind of like, you know. I kind of like that finish with like some of his finishing and pushed him out of the way. It's usually a heel move, but Bianca Belair kind of done it. I like that. So, yeah, I mean, if I was going to rate this match, put it 4 out of 5. Definitely a great match. Loved it. Great way to start the show. And, yeah, I mean, get the crowd hot first. I mean, I'm not saying it was packed like, you know, Chicago, so maybe they'd like to a bit more than they probably would normally. But because obviously Chicago do love their pro wrestling. It's obvious, one of the hottest crowds out there. So good stuff there. So, but yeah, so obviously after that, they did do a 2-on-1 handicap match with Bobby Lashley going against Omos and MVP. So yeah, wasn't excited for this match, but it surprised me a little bit. So let's go on and quickly talk about that match. So yes, the next match was the 2-on-1 handicap match with Omos and MVP going against Bobby Lashley. Yes, obviously nothing expected here on the quality. I mean, if that match of Bobby Lashley and Omos WrestleMania Backlash was fine. It was Bobby Lashley did try his best to make Omos look like a badass, and in a way it kind of worked because he did quite well. But I think it was smart here to put MVP in this because then he could do most of the lifting in the match, and yeah, and it means that when Omos comes in, you can use the bigger impact. That makes sense because that's what they kind of did with AJ. What they did with AJ when it was almost like AJ does all the work and then almost comes in right at the end and just does one or two big moves so he looks like a monster. And this is kind of what this match was. It was good match in the general, very slow, but you expect nothing less. When you've got a high pressured opening match, you want to match this. I don't want to sit there and say this is the cool down match, but it kind of is the cool down match. But yeah, I mean a lot of stuff here. I mean. I like the bit when it kind of near the end when Cedric Alexander came in. Obviously, it was set up before the match. Obviously, he's like, to MVP saying, I can help you out if you do this. And he's like, her business is gone. It's dead. It's gone. You got to understand that. And I like the idea. It's too quick for you. Did he come in to go after MVP and Omos? I don't know. So he got in there. Type situation. But yeah, so basically, match ended with obviously Omos throwing him out of the ring. Cedric Alexander. Then you got Lashley hitting a spear on Omos, who Bálor onto the floor. Obviously, there was a bit early on with that match where I think he put Bobby Lashley through where the timekeeper's area is. My God, I feel sorry for it. Unsafe working environment. Can't be. That seems to be a thing. You can't really work there. But yeah, I mean that was cool. Obviously, we had stuff like right at the end, obviously with hit the spear on Omos, Bálor on the floor. Then obviously Lashley avoided a kick from MVP. And then Lashley applied the hurt lock on Smashing MVP. He tapped out. I would after that. He gets the win. So I was thinking at first, like after this, I was like, okay, cool. Makes sense. Almost won the first one. Won the second one. Like, you know, he won the first one because MVP was outsmarting him because he obviously knows how to play the game. And obviously this one, it's like the situation of like MVP didn't factor in Cedric Alexander getting involved so it could completely fold off his game. I think that's the story I would like. I think they're going for. I'm not 100% sure. But I would go for that. That the idea is all about MVP strategizing, you know, that kind of stuff. And eventually, like, first time he beat him because there was no distraction, he had a game plan, it worked. But then obviously this one was and Zana coming in completely folded him off. And Bobby Lashley was able to take advantage and get the win there. So I guess I didn't watch Raw, so I don't know if that's where he went. But that's what I would have done. But I mean, yeah, I think this is actually supposedly an okay feud. It's not exactly amazing, but it's fine. The whole point of it is to try and legitimize kind of Bobby Lashley as like this new babyface persona, and they are really pushing him, and I think the crowd do like him. I'm just worried that he doesn't become a cliche babyface, and just remember what made him great was less talk, more badassness in the ring. That's what I would do. The problem, him talking is never really. He's not a bad promo guy. But he's what made him great was he had a mouthpiece so he can focus on the wrestling. If they focus on that and more situation when he's in the ring, he just does that, then he'll still be popular. Because we do like that in our wrestling anyway. We do like that kind of stuff. But yeah. So good stuff here. I mean, I was hoping there'd be like a situation of like the Hurt Business like join forces with Bobby Lashley and like reform the Hurt Business, but like to counter MVP, so like, you know, they come back together. But the idea that they brought it up and they said Cedric Alexander is kind of saying wants to go by himself means I think there's got to be a way they can make that work. So I like that. The idea that basically like MVP put them together, but now it's like Cedric wants to go on his own path apparently, and I like that. But again, I don't trust him to be anything more than nothing. So why bring him involved if he's not going to be part of the storyline? You know. So I hope they do that, because I like the idea of like it's like the Hurt Business turn on like, you know, MVP made it so like Bobby Lashley, but now it's like Bobby Lashley's like got them together, and it's the only way they're going to defeat Omos by the numbers game. That makes sense. I like that. So and MVP can try it and can call promos between them, trying to sway them back to his side, and there's so many cool stuff you can do. But yeah, that's why it was done. So yeah, so Big E gets Big E. Why did I get confused? Big E. God, I mean Bobby Lashley gets the win. So interesting to see what they do there. But obviously, confusion for this, I got confused there. But I mean, KO is not buying any confusion in the next match. Obviously against Ezekiel or Elias. Well, I think Ezekiel's. I like his younger brother, but it's definitely not Elias. I mean, I personally think I love the story, but we'll go into that quickly. But yeah, so Bobby Lashley gets the win, and yeah, interesting what we do there. But yeah, next match we're talking about is obviously Ezekiel going against KO or Elias or whatever. We don't know. I like the story, so let's go and talk about that match. So yes, the next match on the card we're going to talk about is Ezekiel going against KO or Kevin Owens in a match and a storyline that I've normally would absolutely destroy because it's so goofy and it's so ridiculous. But I cannot help but love it. I love it. I mean, when I was doing my live streams with Carl, it does the that we do our fancy booker. We're talking about this, and it's fair. It's like it's goofy and ridiculous, but it's kind of the humour I would like. Like everybody else is saying, no, that's Ezekiel, and KO being the same one, going, that's obviously Elias, right? And I like the idea that basically like they've played on the idea that us as fans know that it's gonna be. We know that's Elias, but I like the idea of them going, okay, we know that. So what about KO is the fan? Like he's like the fan going, that is Elias, and everyone's going, no, that's Ezekiel, younger brother, and they do lie detectors and all that stuff. I think it's goofy fun. I love it. I have to admit, I do like this kind of stuff because it is funny because it's like everyone's going mad. Like KO's like, is everyone going crazy around me? This is obviously Elias, but it's Ezekiel. The only problem with it, obviously, is the situation of what's the end game for it. I mean, the only way that normally would do this is if Elias came back. But the problem with that is obviously Elias has got a really long beard. So how would they do it? I don't know. But I mean, the only thing I like, video package, maybe they've done it beforehand. Maybe this would be pre-planned. I doubt it, but maybe the way you go. Or do a situation of, I don't know. I mean, what do they do? They've done it with, they probably do it with some sort of thing with the whole you don't see his face situation. It wouldn't surprise me if Parks, I think the one from the Abyss and what's the other name? Parks storyline in TNA, rips of that. It reeks of that. That again, I thought it's fine. If it's entertaining, I think it's actually really good. I mean, KO's reactions have really made this storyline very, very entertaining. But for the match itself, yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty good, decent match. I mean, first off, you had like Ezekiel hitting that, was it? Devastating running knee. That noise, bloody hurt that one. Then he went to Tommy, hit a nice elbow drop. I thought, crap, are they going to do that? Like, an early, quick win. I thought they could do that. I was like, oh my god, no. But now it was a quick win, good stuff there, and then just, you know, a lot of more intensity by Ezekiel to prove that kind of stuff. KO was getting back into it, shouting at the crowd, and this is obviously a Elias type situation. We had a cool second move moonsault by KO. I know he can do that, but haven't seen him for a while do it, so it's kind of nice to see that, yeah, this guy does some things in the ring that someone of his, I want to say size, but his physique shouldn't be able to do, but that's how it shows how amazing KO is actually in the ring. But yeah, I mean, I just there was a bit later on in the match when he had the situation of was it Ezekiel pulling KO into the corner, and done. All I could describe is the Shawn Michaels kind of bump he does in the corner where he flips on the side, he goes on his floor. I always thought it looked. I never knew if that's supposed to he saved himself or just looks more spectacular. But KO did that, and it looked like it actually hurt. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool stuff there. So, but yeah, as you expect, the match ended with, with Ezekiel on top. Owens tripped him up, hit 2 super kicks when he came down, hit cannonball splash into the corner, and then he shouts, Elias kicks him in the lower regions, hits the stunner, 1, 2, 3, and he is the winner in this pretty much nearly 10-minute match. Good, well paced. I think they put the time. Any more than 10 minutes would have been a bit overkill. Pacing was good. It was a fine match. I think it's like it didn't harm anyone. It didn't do anything crazy. The right person won. Ezekiel winning it doesn't make any sense unless of like you want to put across. But he's been one upping him all this time, and KO getting a win makes sense. I like it, but I don't know what the only problem with this storyline. I don't see the end game with it. What's the point? Is it going to be a situation where Elias comes back and a rematch is not the end? I mean, I personally would put KO in the US title picture. I forget what shows are on now. Or whenever, just stack up more challenges for Roman to go against that when he comes back. So that when he comes back, all these challenges won his title. This makes the title scene even more richer. That I like. Obviously, pointing out that Bobby at the end of Bobby Lashley's match that he did signal that he wants to be champion again, so maybe that's a sign that maybe that's Roman's next opponent, or possibly more opponents. I think now because they're both the same title now, like unified in a way, it makes sense. Like it makes it more challenging. I get why they did it. The only problem now is, can he just stop the brand splitting? Just end it then? Because obviously it doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't. But it's only little tiny mutes. But yeah, KO winning there. But the only problem I've got with the storyline is I don't know what the end game is, but that's just me. But yeah, good match here. Surprisingly good match. So obviously up next we're going to talk about the 6-person tag team match between the Judgment Day with obviously Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley going against the form team of Finn Bálor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. This is going to be interesting to talk about this match because obviously certain things happen on Raw that really confused the hell out of me. So we'll talk about that. But yes, let's talk about this 6-person tag team match. So yes, let's talk about the 6-person tag team match between the Judgment Day and Finn Bálor, AJ, and Liv Morgan. This is weird now because it's like the match. If we talk about the match, obviously the whole point is basically like recruitment of like with Rhea Ripley, just like this made their power grow even more. Ripping off the Dark Order, join the Judgment Day. It doesn't ring a bell as much. Join the Dark Order. I mean, it's not, to be fair, Dark Order's rip off of the minute. Either way, every like dark, sinister cult always has a recruitment drive segment. But I mean, it's a weird one, this one, because it's from what obviously reactions of what happened on Raw, with obviously point out, spoiler, Finn's taken over the Judgment Day and Edge is out. But it makes no sense. I'm intrigued to see what they do there, but yeah, there's nothing in here. It's just confused because it's just weird. I mean, obviously, I'll talk about the match in general. I mean, Finn was in the match most of it. I mean, very good stuff. Liv Morgan looked great in the ring. She's every time I see her in the ring, she's improved all the time. I mean, a couple of years, she's going to be really big. Like, she's going to be. If they can put her against, I can see her win that women's title in a couple of years. Not now, but soon. I can see her winning that. Because every time I'm in the ring, she just more and more impresses me of her near-wing ability. It's very good. So, that's cool. Obviously, we got a nice back and forth between. There was a bit in the men when chopped. And it's devastatingly chopped by, was it, Finn Bálor on Damian Priest. I mean, it's deafening, the sound of that chop. I mean, Walter would be proud of that one. Or, no, not Walter. It's not called Walter now, is he? He's called, I want to forget his name so much. I mean, I let him go, but Gunther, that's it. Gunther would be happy with that, but it's Walter. It's Walter in it, yeah. But, yeah, cool stuff. Basically, but at the end of the match, it kind of was that situation of, the story, I think that's what they're going for, is that AJ can't hit the Phenomenal Forearm. WrestleMania tried to hit it. Damian Priest got involved. Tried to hit again at WrestleMania Backlash, where Ripley was involved. So, like, the interesting thing that he finally won it. He finally hits the Phenomenal Forearm on Edge. You think, yeah, he's going to win. And then Damian Priest, what was it they called? He is the Punisher. And she is, what was it, Redemption? I can't remember now. Like, they basically, I think they're taking it's obviously they're taking spirits from like Egyptian mythology, like the Four Horsemen type situation. It's obvious. I like that kind of stuff. I like when they got a bit of mythology in there. Was it vengeance, charity? I don't know. I need to brush up on that. But yeah, so that was cool. So, but it kind of was near the end of the match. Obviously, you got situation. Obviously, Edge charged for a spear, but kind of caught him inside cradle for 2. Finn Balor hits a sling blade and then a drop kick into the turnbuckle. Went to the top, and then Rhea Ripley stands in front of Edge to stop him. Gets out there and jumps, and then she gets tapped by Liz Morgan, and then they have a fight. Kabako, and then he goes for but then it's like he hits the coup de grace, misses, turns around, boom, spear, 1, 2, 3, and Judgment Day gets the win. But again, there's nothing in here to see why would Finn, why would they turn on it? They're obviously winning. They're doing well under Edge's leadership, then just turn on him? It makes no sense. I know why they're doing it, because obviously we'll talk about, no spoilers here. Cody's out for the year because of that pet corner thing like that. So they basically lost their top babyface. So they've got AJ and they've got Finn Balor, all these great choices, and they choose Edge to get. I was actually liking some of Edge's work here. I mean, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what their rationale for this is. I mean, Finn Balor is the leader of a cult. I'm not against it, but the reason for them turning makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't know why. I don't know why they've done it. Like I say, logistically I know why they've done it. But storyline wise, I don't get how they're going to justify why they did it. They were doing well under Edge. It'd be different if they were losing all the time, then they were with Finn Balor. It's like, what's the rationale? I'm intrigued. I mean, for that, I guess you have to watch Raw to find out. But I thought I was actually. This is the kind of I know this doesn't frustrate me as much as it used to, but I hate stuff like that. No reason. It's shock value for the sake of shock value. No storyline beats, no reason for it. Hate that kind of stuff. If we're going to turn on someone, it should have. It's supposed to be a turn. You go, they turn, then you go, ooh, that makes sense. Like it excites you. This one just confuses me. So, yeah, I don't know what more to say to this one really. See, I guess there's going to be a Edge Finn Balor feud now. What's AJ going to do? I mean, so they're going to have to recruit a new member? So, like, Edge is now on the other side, and then there's going to be a story with Edge Rip. I don't know. They've really ballsed up the storyline big time. So, I don't know. We'll just have to find out watching a couple of weeks. Obviously, whenever Money in the Bank rolls around, it's going to be, I'm guessing that story's going to be rolled into the probably Money in the Bank match, but yeah, I don't know. It makes no sense. But the match in general was good. Take away from the storyline thing from the night before, the match was pretty decent. So I liked it. It's good. Again, nothing really to complain about. Good finish. 6-woman tags are usually 6-person tags. You want to be specific. Usually quite entertaining. Usually gets high flying and very intense near the end. And I like the finish. Yeah. Just wish the storyline, the creative decision they chose after it. Wish that didn't happen, but hey, we got to deal with that kind of stuff. So after that, we hear from again. You probably could say a cool down match, but another match between Madcap and Happy Corbin in a no holds barred match. So that should be intriguing to talk about, I guess. So let's talk about that match. So yes, the next match we're going to talk about is obviously Madcap going against Happy Corbin in a no holds barred match that I think was a very good choice because no DQs, no holds barred, street fights. Means you can use weapons, and putting weapons in any match makes it 10 times more entertaining because you can do some cool stuff. It's very creative. I like that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, storyline wise, basically like, from what I think, basically, Happy Corbin took him out, but basically like put a chair around his neck and then putting the Andre Giant Battle Royal cup, slamming it onto the chair. Normally, back in the day, getting your neck done, like, would take you out for weeks. With him, a couple of weeks, it takes you out for at least a month or a couple of months. Now, that's what I love about wrestling injuries. When it's real, obviously it's real. But when it's like they use it for storyline to write you out, a couple of weeks, if you broke your neck, you're out for a year. But that's wrestling for you. But yes, obviously he comes back and this is a changed Moss. He's more focused. He's not a joking Madcap Moss. He's focused, he's more determined, and he wants to take out Happy Corbin. And we kind of got that in this match. I mean, there's nothing really stand out like craziness in this match. I mean, you had the kind of situation with the whole, no holds barred situation. But I think it was a standard match, but it was good in a way. I think the crowd were kind of more into it because obviously Cigar got to get into that. But I mean, you had the crowd winning into this match, surprisingly. I like Happy Corbin doing that thing where he's really playing to the crowd. It wouldn't be any show or any no disqualification or stipulation match where the crowd don't go, we want tables. That's always want tables. We did get tables. Wait, did we? I'm thinking of the other match. I don't think we got tables. We got chairs and we got steel steps. But that's about it. I mean, I think the best one was obviously near the end with the whole using it. I think, Happy Corbin used the chair around his neck, a set-up chair, slammed him onto the announce table, looked nasty. You had a bit earlier on when Madcap almost tripped Happy Corbin into the wedged set-up chair in the tripped him up, went straight first into the chair. Obviously, a lot of chairs used in this situation. Then obviously Happy Corbin went into the corner. There was another wedged in the corner. He tried to dodge it, but he went head first to that. Little cool counters like that. Magas hits a very good DDT onto the chair. That looked really cool. But, I mean, yeah, and obviously we got another thing. Obviously later on we had the situation with the steps. Put in the corner. Madcap Moss done like a fall away slam or something like onto Happy Corbin to, it looks like it hurt. I mean, it would. But, yeah, I mean, but, so obviously the match kind of ended back after that thing I was talking about with the thing with the chair. Obviously comes back in. Obviously, back in the ring, steps are placed in the corner. The thing fall away slam, I think I told you about. Then obviously, then after that, he hit the punchline by Madcap Moss. Hits his finisher. Then Moss gets the chair around his neck, and then I don't know if he used the steps and he slammed. Bit of revenge there. Slams on neck. So he's out. Chair's there. Pins you 1, 2, 3. Madcap Moss gets the win for a 12-minute match. Good paced. Fine. It was you're not expecting special, but it was fine. It was good. Madcap Moss gets the win. I think they're really serious about this guy. Obviously, take away the jokers and the suspenders. They got rid of that, and now hopefully it's going to be more focused and more intense. I don't know why, but I've got hyped kind of what was it? I'm not hyped. I stay hyped. Mojo Rawley here vibes to him. I can feel like he's going to be like a really pumped up kind of guy. So I don't know, but it's going to be I would say interesting. It's just like this kind of guy they want. They can do it. Ironically, it could be Corbin, where it's just like they can do whatever they want with him, like creatively. So I don't know. I mean, Corbin, I don't know. He's kind of that guy at the moment where it's just he's putting anything. He's just not going to be anywhere as interesting unless they want to change his style gimmick again. I know a lot of people don't like Happy Corbin or Corbin in general as a character, but WWE, I get why they keep him around because obviously he can kind of make most characters work to a point that what they want him to do. So that makes sense. But yeah, so I guess it'd be interesting to see where they go. But yeah, Moss, I think they're pushing him big. It wouldn't surprise me if they push him for the US title, but then that's on Raw. But then if brand doesn't exist anymore, maybe go for the IC title. Maybe you can win that. That'd be cool. That's not doing much. But then on the flip side, probably not going to happen because apparently I've seen Gunther or Walter is going to win the IC title, going against Ricochet. Yeah, that's happening. I mean, that's an amazing match. I mean, just if you watch PWG, there's a match they did back in 2017. Perfect. Beautiful match. Check that match out. So maybe it didn't go that way. I don't know. But yeah, be interesting. But yeah, so obviously talking about mid-card titles, obviously next match they did was the United States Championship match against Austin Theory, not Theory, because that's one name, so don't get in WWE, going against Mustafa Ali. I didn't actually know it was from Chicago. So it's a hometown crowd. Can he use that to maybe win the US title, big moment, or not? We don't know. Well, we'll find out. Well, we'll see before we know what happened, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about the US title match. So yes, obviously the next match, or the second to last match of this pay-per-view, obviously is the United States Championship match with Austin Theory defending his title against Mustafa Ali. I was just about to say Ricochet there. My God. Getting confused. Well, I'm setting up the Survivor Series match already if they've got the title so that long. I doubt it, but hey, I don't know. But yeah, this one is, again, it's fine. It's a simple one, I think, from the promo package pretty well to explain what's going on here. It's basically Austin Theory Coming back, obviously won the title against Finn Bálor, that again nobody cares about at this point. But yeah, he's come back, and obviously Theory wants to go after him and set up a situation where he, I think, was it Mustafa Ali, I think, won a match, and he faced him, and then he said face him whenever. And obviously he had a big match, I can't remember who it was against, and then Austin Theory was like, okay, I'll face you now, when he's just had, so it's the second match, he wins it. Then Mr. Man wants him to face him again at WrestleMania, not WrestleMania, he wants him to face him again at Hell in a Cell, to kind of prove that, you know, what kind of champion he is. That it's a very face move, but when I think about it, it's because of potential. It makes sense. But Theory's an interesting one, because I don't know much about like his run. He looks, image-wise, he looks good with that title. It looks like it suits him. I've seen some pictures. It looks like it suits him very much. You know, I like it. So I'm intrigued to see what they do with that. But in ring, he's fine. I mean, NXT was pretty good. I mean, I saw some good matches for him. But, you know, that kind of stuff. But, yeah, Mustafa Ali, I feel sorry for him, because obviously they put him in this card. And obviously Chicago, and obviously had the nice little outfit with the Chicago thing on the side. But no one in a million years thought he was going to win this match. It's pretty much standard, you know, Austin Theory match here, where it's like, yeah, he's just a successful defender. I mean, Mustafa Ali is basically like, I don't know, are they going to ever let him go? I would say they should, because if he doesn't want to be there, but I mean, no one in a million years thought he was going to win here. And everyone knows, WWE at least, is you don't win in your hometown, apparently. It's a silly thing, but if you win your hometown, you lose. Sucks, but it's the way they book, I guess. But I don't have more to say. There's a lot of cool movesets here. I think Theory shows some cool stuff. Obviously, Mustafa Ali is amazing in the ring. We have some cool stuff there. I think some moves. I don't want to go too much into what all the moves, because obviously they're really good. But I mean, they just like the job to the match is basically Theory's looking good. They both maximised the time quite well. I mean, what did he give us? 10 minutes. The match was fine. I mean, but the match kind of ended with Ali coming back with a comeback kick, going 2-2-0 into DDT. It looked great. Then obviously Ali went to the top, where fans were cheering for, went for a 450 splash, but Theory moved out of the way. Ali was selling that his left knee was injured, so that was then Austin Theory kind of capitalised on that, done a chop block onto his left knee. Then he got him up, hits the A-Town down slam for his finisher, onto the right knee, I should point out. That feels like he was put on the right knee, left knee, I guess in person. Yeah, it's a left knee, on the injured knee. And gets the win, and is still your WWE United States Champion. So I think it's a good match to put in between, just before the main event, because obviously that's going to get most of the time. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't exactly like people crazy for this match. It was solid. I said, well, it'd be happily see this on a Raw. It'd be fine. Obviously, I would love to say, well, should it be on the card? I normally, when I talk about it in AEW, it's different, because for 13 matches, yeah, that's a lot of matches. Maybe they could have cut. This one, it's just, with WWE, you get used to it. You're not going to get like the quality of that in here, but you're going to get some fun wrestling, and this was fun. I mean, they both obviously work well together. Ali looked great as always. Theory looked alright. I think he's got, maybe Vince McMahon or Mr. McMahon's right, he's got a lot of potential, Theory. I'm intrigued to see rumours going around that maybe he's going to go against Cena, that's going to come back in the next month. That again makes sense, because everyone keeps comparing him as the new, like a young John Cena. I don't see it, but I didn't see it with John Cena, and then John Cena became John Cena, so see what I mean. But so interesting to see where that goes, if he gets the big win against Cena. Given the big win, probably it would be the boost he needed. But Ali, I don't know. I really think, just let the guy leave. He wants to leave. This was kind of, okay, we need someone to go against Theory. Oh, look, it's his hometown. Okay, we'll do it. Types it deal. Not like a storyline beat that I know of. Gotta watch Raw as much as I should. But so fine match here. But again, this is all building up to what we all came to watch. Is the main event with the Hell in a Cell match between Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. And it's going to be fun talking about this match, because with obviously the injury, it was actually a really fun match. But let's go and talk about Hell in a Cell between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. So here we are, the main event. The main event of the evening, or the show at least, is the Hell in a Cell match between Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins in a feud, and I really enjoyed this run. I think they've booked Cody perfectly here. I mean, I can crap on WWE a lot. I mean, we all do. It's kind of like the everyone's favourite pastime these days. We'll do it. I do it a lot. I used to, but again, I've changed mindset recently. It's just I find I can tolerate WWE more when I just watch their pay-per-views and understand that they're not going to put good stories on. If we get good matches that are kind of entertaining, 3 or 4 hours of my time a week, a month, I can deal with that. And I think that's made me enjoy them a bit more. And it makes me look at stuff like Cody Rhodes' push has been great, his promos have been good. Seth's really, I think they just work. Seth and Cody are just like, they're kind of similar in moveset in a way, but they're really it just works. Obviously, I like the promos that Seth Rollins came out before, bringing about like he went away and slammed the sledgehammer on the throne, kind of reference to AEW, and everyone's up in arms. But it's fine. It's just kind of cool that they're referencing other companies. WWE never do that. I mean, AEW do it, WWE do it. It's a bit of fun. I like it, but it's just me. But the big story of this one was really that would the match even happen? Because obviously Cody, his pectoral muscle came off his shoulder. I'm no doctor, but I would say that would freaking hurt. Obviously, your muscle there coming off the actual thing that keeps it on your arm is not good. But obviously, we were like, well, shouldn't he be wrestling? But apparently, the rumor's gone around that he was going to wrestle, but he would be out for a while. And I got to be honest, we were all kind of shocked when we saw it. But obviously, before we saw that, we obviously saw that a bit of Seth Rollins coming down to the ring, kind of using a bit of mind games, playing. He got polka dots, the black and yellow polka dots kind of thing. Obviously, messing with Cody Rhodes. That's what his father came out of WWE with the polka dot stuff and all that. It's kind of not great, but But yeah, to mess with his mind. Obviously, he's not going to work with Cody because he knows what he's playing with. Obviously, but yeah, I mean, when Cody came in, we're like, okay, what are we seeing here? And then he came in, he took Jack off, and he had so I'm looking here, it's like here. No, here. All up there is like black and blue. Literally look at it going, why is this match even happening? Why is this happening? But in a way, I don't know if it made it worse or better, but in a way it made the match better in some way. Because obviously, when I was watching it, one thing I was figuring out is like, that thing when they do finishing moves and they kick out, or they hit somebody else's big move and they kick out, and you're like, whoa, we didn't get all of it. It's like, this is like literally a visual indicator. I forget what kind of side of camera. Visual indicator that he obviously can't lock it in because he's basically fighting with one arm against Seth. And I like that they used that in a way that basically like Seth's going to basically work on that. But it was just the guts and courage to even do this match that just worked in his favour. It just works so well. And it just made some awesome stuff. I mean, I just like the way it's just like he's working on his other arm, because his other arm is obviously done. He can still kind of lift it to a point, because obviously he did hit like some pedigrees and he obviously early on he done a Cody cutter that looked like, ouch, that must have hurt early on, springboard. I think he can still lift it to a point, but I think it's like, yeah, if anymore there's no muscle there because the bone, it's come off the bone. I think that's how it works. I don't know, but yeah, so I think it worked. I think because of that, it just made the match, I think, a lot more uncomfortable to watch. And Hell in a Cell, normally you wouldn't, but I like the idea that you would worry that if Seth done the one thing, he could be out even longer. Why is he doing this match? Because of the heart of Cody Rhodes type situation. And as a character, it works. That's the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, he said first off the boat, started off with the left, right hand, done the nice disaster kick, then a great Cody cutter. But obviously, he got it, but he obviously hurt him. That kind of stuff. Again, it's just the whole match was trying to protect that injured arm. It was basically what it was. You can see it when, like, even when he was digging the kind of kendo sticks into the arm, it was like, wasn't putting too much pressure on it, just selling it. I mean, he took a couple of kendo sticks there, but he really did try not to go too crazy with it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, there's that kind of stuff there. We have one or two. We did finally get the crowd. They got what they wanted. They got table spots. I think I got one early on with was it Seth wanted to go to the top. Got Cody on there trying to go for a frog splash. Missed it. Went through it later on. Set it up in the corner, and he finally threw him. I think it was into he threw him into the. You can see he was going to do a suplex, but it might hurt him, so he threw him into the chairs. That kind of stuff. That was cool. We got. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a power bomb. That was it. So basically caught him, and it's like I think he was like countered it. It looks like he was going to try to power bomb, but obviously he can't because he can't literally lift his arm from like up to that there because it's bruised and battered and beaten. But yeah, so obviously hit that. We obviously got Cody hitting a pedigree. That was a nice homage, just about because he obviously can hook it. But again, that's why I think it works because you've got a visual reason why he can't hit these moves, and obviously it makes it a bit more real, because obviously there's actually a reason, like real reason why he can't do all these moves. But yeah, so obviously after this, obviously the table spot later on. Seth went to get to the sledgehammer. We know this is a homage to the whole sledgehammer. Triple H, obviously his mentor, and also the whole thing with the sledgehammer and the throne on, or was it Double Nothing or the first AEW pay-per-view? Oh, it was Double Nothing all those years ago. But yes, obviously Sledgehammer tried this time. Obviously kicked it away, hit pedigree for two, as he said. Cody grabs the hammer and then he got caught with a stomp for two, and then another stomp. He counted it into a Cody crossroads for their well, basically it's like he had to stop and then his own version of the crossroads. And then obviously, but then Cody's popped straight up, hit one of his own, and then he got the double knockdown type situation. They're both down, and then obviously they both go for the hammer, but Cody switches back into another crossroads, and then obviously Rhodes gets up the sledgehammer, boom. Obviously done the whole thing Triple H done when he does it with that, boom. So obviously he's not hitting him with the sledgehammer, hits him right in the mush. And yeah, and that wins the match. Another thing I just remember they did, I forgot to even mention, is just that they had a match in a match, because it's like they had the Hell in a Cell match, but they obviously went back and got the cowbell or the cow and the bullwhip match, and we had one of those earlier match. And my God, I just realised he actually hit the belt slap bang in the head of Seth freaking Rollins, and it sounded awful, but kind of cool. But yeah, they had that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, the ending was it was. For obviously, I guess they have more spots, but what they were trying to do with the arm situation and trying to make it worked brilliantly. I think it was a great end to the show, and it just makes people really love Cody more because the guy was working through. Obviously, his arm's fucked. It's bugging, and he can still do that. It's just who would have thought that WWE would. Wow, what WWE actually would do that? Like actually bring a guy back that left them. Scorned them, and then bring back and just basically push him to the moon. I was worried for Cody. Obviously, he's going to be he's going to be out for 6 months. He's going to be out for the entire year now. So the rumours running the bank win's not going to happen now. But Royal Rumble win 2023, I think that'd be probably a bigger moment if he did it that way. So maybe this might in the long term be a good thing for him, because the old saying, what's the saying? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Might be with Cody Rhodes. He had a good run. It's good space. And now when he comes back, it's going to be huge. But yeah, he's out for 6 months. But wow, it's probably one of the best matches of the year so far. It could have been a train wreck, but because you got two great wrestlers, made it work. It was so good, and ended a very, very good show. I mean, we'll talk about it more. Let's talk about it. It's like, yeah, if we're going to give this, definitely this is the best match tonight. But yeah, let's go and pick my final thoughts and just collect what I thought of the show as a whole. So yeah, that's my Hell in a Cell 2022 review. Yes, it was good show. No, it's like WrestleMania Backlash in a way. Most of the matches were good to entertainment enough that you would say, okay, the pacing was good. Nothing was outstage welcome. And that main event was just amazing. I mean, for the injured arm of Cody, and they still make it into a very. I think they had way more planned. But obviously, with Cody's injury, they could have to tone it down. But for what the obstacles they had to go through to get that match, and it still was pretty good. It's remarkable, and also it just makes Cody look so cool. So when he comes back at Royal Rumble, let's be fair, if he's not the favourite to win it, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. It just makes it more. It might have been a blessing in disguise, because you don't want to get. The problem with Cody is, it's too much of him. Maybe this situation he can become, there's like more of him. Like when he comes back, he'd be like, oh, he's back. Where's he been? But I like it. So, but yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I was surprisingly enjoying the show. Very much so. Obviously, if I was going to choose I think Double or Nothing is definitely a way better show. But I still get entertained for WWE pay-per-views at the moment. I just do. It's the fun. I just can't. There's no anger. I mean, the only anger I'll probably say is that old Judgment Day thing with Finn, with Edge. What's that all about? But it's more confusion than anger. But the match. You always get matches are usually okay to decent. They can but the problem is the storylines are always the problem. If you take that out of the equation, knowing they're not going to build any good storylines that you're going to be satisfied with, just watch the match in general. You can still get something from WWE. It's just, I just don't. I think it's because of AEW's been around. New Japan's still there, Impact, all these wrestling companies. I can get my fill of what I want elsewhere, so I don't put too much pressure on WWE to expect me to bring as I used to, and I think that's why. Because if I want the great storytelling, or like more long-term storytelling, or character-driven stories, I go to AEW. If I want just some really consistently good wrestling, I go to AEW as well, but I can get that at WWE as well. So I mean, they still know how to put on a good match and a very good spectacle. I mean, a lot of people put an 8 out of 10. I would put 7.5, but then I think an 8 would be fair. Because I think that, like most things, the main event does define a show, and that main event was amazing. So it can make, and there was nothing on this show that made you really shocked you, or it was solid. I think this is a good shot of the show. Will I go back to it? No, but if I was going to go back to the main event, definitely check out that main event. Hell in a Cell, amazing. And also check out the opener. So like, opener, yeah, check out the opener, check out the main event, but then the rest, I wouldn't go back and watch. But so that's my review of Hell in a Cell 2022. Hope you've enjoyed. Obviously, this is at some point, one day you're going to do a review and Josh is going to be back and it's going to be glorious. And I keep saying it, but one day it will happen. It will happen. It's going to be great. But until then, you still got just a little of me with my solo reviews. So, but if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Obviously, we're slowly but surely building up this channel. Sooner or later, we're going to be on 200 subscribers. It's mental. Maybe I might do something. We'll try and see if we can get something special going when we get 200. But yeah, so until then, I'll be back by me or with Josh. I think next pay-per-view is not Money in the Bank. I think it's I'm going to review AEW and the New Japan crossover promotion Forbidden Door pay-per-view, because come on, it's a wrestling fan's dream. How can you not want to watch that match? Watch that show? So we're definitely gonna review it. If Josh is with me, I hope he is, because that'd be really cool. If not, it'll be back at some point. I just know it. I can feel it. We'll be back together at some point, and we'll do reviews together, because that's gonna be great. So yeah, I'll hopefully be back for that. But the next time, obviously, I will be back in general. Like, we'll be back with Money in the Bank. So yeah. So until then, with WWE pay-per-view anyway. So yeah, the next pay-per-view we're gonna review is Forbidden Door, so that's going to be fun. So until then, have an awesome rest of the week. I would say check the show out, check out 2 matches, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this review, and enjoy the rest of your week, and see you guys next time. So bye everyone, bye.